Have you ever reached a milestone in your life, whether it's a new job, a promotion, a new contract, something that you should feel good about, but you're left with a sense of emptiness? You think this should feel better than it does. You've worked hard and achieved what you set out to do, but somewhere deep inside you still feel empty. And this is incredibly common for us to feel like that we've achieved something, but we don't feel what we thought we would feel. But what we're really experiencing in those moments is what I would call the fulfillment gap, which is the space between what you have achieved in life and what your inner world actually needs. In this video, I want to explore why success doesn't always feel satisfying, the psychology behind the gap, and how you can begin to align your external life with your internal values, what we're going to call inner alignment. So we need to start with a really basic definition that success does not mean that you will feel fulfilled. Success can look like something on the exterior while it feels like something very different on the inside. And while the definition of success can be very subjective, we tend to see it as what this world would reward. So whether that is a certain level of results, or a return on investment, or achieving something in your own life, such as recognition or productivity. But fulfillment comes to be what your soul recognizes as success, and it can be very different because it looks like purpose, connection, and peace. Many high achievers spend years pursuing these external goals that look so impressive on the outside. Meanwhile, they feel completely disconnected on the inside. And this doesn't mean that they're shallow, it just means that somewhere along the way, they started using someone else's definition of what success looks like that didn't line up with what they really needed or wanted. In psychology, this often ties back to what's called conditional worth, which is how we learned what earns us approval. So we got really good at doing the certain things, whether that was being super responsible, getting the perfect grades, being the overachiever, always being the one to help, never causing any problems. Those roles brought us a sense of safety, but not necessarily a sense of joy. So when we grow up and we keep chasing these same things and trying to achieve our goals through always being the one to show up and always being the best and always doing this, and we realize that something is just missing on the inside, it can take a lot of work to figure out what that is. In the whole life audit, as we often say, that growth begins with awareness. And your first step needs to be becoming aware of these roles that you have naturally fallen into, and then taking a step back and understanding the why. Because we know that what we really crave isn't approval from others. It's something deeper. It's something that aligns with our true values. And we see this a lot in families where there is a certain level of productivity as the parents get into their 40s and 50s and 60s, and they're able to look at their accomplishments and say, hey, we've come a long way. Meanwhile, on the inside of their home, they look at their own kids and see this is disconnected. But this often reflects what's happening in the interior world of the parents, where they are doing all the things. They're paying for college. They have their schedule set up. They are providing for everything that they need. Their kids should be really good. Everything in their life looks really good. But on the inside, they feel like they're just missing the mark. It's important to name this split between your adapted self, which is the part of you that learned to perform and protect and to please others, and your authentic self, which is what is really going on the inside and the needs that you really have. And when the adapted self runs the show for too long, something begins to happen. Your nervous system in your own body stays in performance mode for so long that it starts to run on empty. And even good things in your life start to feel heavy. You could reach a new goal, but instead of relief, you find the pressure just to keep going and find the next thing. And this is the cost of misalignment, that your life looks full, but feels hollow. Okay, so we've gone into depths about what this feels like, and it's a painful experience, and we can understand a little bit of the why behind it. So I want to talk with you with 3 different things that we use in the cognitive emotional domain of the whole life audit. And these are going to be 3 steps that we work through with people so that they can start to find that alignment, and so that their outside life of achievement and doing pretty well and having stability matches their interior and matches their inner experience. And the first thing we need to do, number 1, is to redefine success. We need to stop operating on definitions that were handed to us by a culture or by things we don't really believe in. So beyond what we've been told that we need, or what we are constantly being bombarded with through social media, through advertisements of what we really need, we need to define what success truly is. An important thing to add here is that if we are utilizing comparison as any form of measurement in terms of the success that we want, we're missing the mark. We cannot use comparison to find success because we will always end up short. Whether we're comparing up and we feel worse about ourselves, we're saying, oh, I didn't achieve what this other person achieved, or we're comparing down to feel better about ourselves, saying like, well, at least I'm not that bad. Comparison will always lead us towards resentment and that feeling of emptiness that we're trying to avoid. And the second thing to look at is to listen to your fatigue. Your exhaustion isn't just your weakness. Your exhaustion is telling you something. It's data. It's telling you what you need to be working on that is really out of alignment. If you're constantly drained by what others would see the areas of life that you're winning in, then something is out of whack. There's something that is not aligned. And you need to do that work of just to listen to your fatigue. What are the things in your life that are causing you the greatest sense of feeling just tired and exhausted? What are the small things that don't really represent a huge expenditure of energy, but are really weighing heavy on your heart? Or what are the things that used to be life-giving, but now just feel like the biggest burden in the world? We need to be in tune with what our body is telling us and listen to the fatigue that is present. I would encourage you to take a minute, you can do it right now, take out a piece of paper and just write out, what are the things that are tiring me in this moment? What are my exhaustion points? And write out, I feel like talking to my kids about certain things is just exhausting for me. I feel like writing emails right now feels like climbing a mountain. I feel like simple tasks that used to be neutral are now very heavy for me. And once you can see that, you can see not necessarily, okay, I'm not going to do any of these things. I'm not going to talk to my kids anymore or take out the trash. That's not the option. But we can start to understand what is going on the inside and see what's really out of alignment in our lives. And the third thing is to turn down the volume of your adapted self. This is the voice that has learned over interactions and years and experiences to find certain credibility and certain sense of safety in success before the eyes of others. This is what others are telling me. You need to do these certain things so that you can feel this sense of self-worth, which is really opposite of where we should be going. We cannot find our sense of self-worth by what we're doing. This is important to expose the liar that comparison is once again, because when we are operating in an economy of comparison, we are always going to be the ones losing, even if apparently we're the ones winning. So that adapted self is always going to be telling us just a little bit more. You have to please this person. One time is not enough. You have to earn your keep in this family. You have to do this to earn value. That is the voice that has been operating inside of you and always telling you one principal message. This is not enough. And so you always feel like you have to be doing more. When in reality, in your relationships, the fact that you exist and the God-given characteristics that you have in your life, that's enough for this season. And I'm not saying you are enough to do everything, but in the sense that you are not lacking any good thing. You have everything you need to grow and mature. All you need to do is become aware of what's really going on and take steps in the right direction to believe the truth about yourself and about the relationships that you have. One phrase that sticks out to me in this, thinking about this LinkedIn culture that we live in, is that people are living resume lives instead of living soulful lives. They're living to see what they can put on their resume and how they can present themselves to the world, finding that they are achieving a success in all of the different areas, when that success, those points don't really represent health. So when success doesn't feel like fulfillment, this is not a failure. It's a message. And we can choose to understand that message, that there is more in life that we could be getting. And one of the principal ways that we can do it is to abandon the ways that we've used in the past to find and define the success that we want to see in our lives. So I want you to take a moment and look at the success that you have in your life, and you feel like you don't have any success, ask someone else, where are you doing well in life? And they can show you. But to look at your success and try to have an objective perspective and look at the areas where you feel like it's an act, like it's just a show. Like you are an actor on a stage doing all the right things to achieve some kind of applause and flowers thrown on the stage at the end of the show, but you don't even know why you're there anymore. And it's not fulfilling the way that you thought it would. When even there's lots of applause, you still feel empty on the inside. This is information. And it's information that's telling you that your life on the outside, your definition of success, does not line up with what you truly value on the inside. If you would like to explore this deeper, I would encourage you to check out the Whole Life Audit. It is an incredible way to use an established framework to understand the different areas of life with a new light and to have a professional outside perspective into where you are truly at and what success would really look like for you. Because the goal in life isn't just to build a successful life, it's to build a life that feels like yours.